Hello, my name is Valerie Hail. I create a podcast called Wealth, Yoga, Wine. To explain these three unique topics, I chose Mary Morrissey, her son Mat Boggs, and Bob Proctor to represent 130 years of knowledge for the segment of wealth. Wealth has nothing to do with your bank account, although they can help you with your bank account. Mary talks about how to be rich. Well, rich does not have anything to do with your bank account once again. Rich means having richness in your health, richness in relationships, richness in friends. I know for a fact one of my best friends has a horrible cancer. She's miserable. She does not feel rich in any capacity. She would give her right arm, her left arm, something probably to have her full health back. And that's why it's important to study with someone like Mary Morrissey, Mat Boggs, who's her son, and he's in charge of the love and relationships aspect of their institute called Life Mastery Institute. When you study with somebody like Bob Proctor and Mary Morrissey and Mat Boggs, you are bringing in hundreds of years of experience, as I mentioned, over 100 years, but you are listening to people who have come up from really difficult situations and have succeeded, and they have studied with masters. This information that they share is hundreds of years old, hundreds of years old. I have only studied with them about 7 or 8 years, but it has changed my life drastically. And it's why I named the first segment of my podcast Wealth, because I want to share their knowledge. Their knowledge is unique. Out of the top 5 transformation gurus, Bob and Mary are of the top 2 in the top 5. So you're going with the creme de la creme. And that's what I want to share with people and why I chose to do this podcast. I want to bring the best to you because it took me years to find these people and I needed it. I'm pushing 65 and really, I wish I knew this information when I was in my late 20s or early 30s. So I'm hoping you'll share this with your kids if you're listening to this. It's kid-oriented, children, young adults. Kundalini Yoga is the yoga segment. What's important about Kundalini Yoga, it is also hundreds and hundreds of years old. Kundalini Yoga is actually well over 5,000 years old. It is the oldest yoga in the world. It came from India. It is the only yoga I have ever studied. I am a yoga snob. I know nothing about those others. Those other ones are wimpy to me. Seriously, Kundalini Yoga is based on science and technology. And when you look at my podcast and you see the links, I choose specific links to virtual classes. The one that I have been showing the most lately is Beauty Secrets from Guru Jagat, who unfortunately passed away absolutely unexpectedly about 2 weeks ago. But the beauty secrets, again, can be child-oriented, teenage-oriented, and male-oriented. And I happen to love this particular video from Guru because she has such a buoyant laugh. And it reminds those of us who've studied with her, it reminds us of what a joyful spirit she was. And she's up there, I guess, blessing the earth. And lastly, wine. I sold predominantly French wine in New York in the Hudson Valley area. When I first began, I did work in the city. I've also sold, of course, all kinds of imported wines. I've sold domestic wines. I have sold, again, the creme de la creme. I am a wine snob. I prefer rosés. I drink rosés all year long. And I bring the best wines to you in the podcast. And I always talk about food and wine pairing. I was raised in Texas, born in Japan. My background in taste is very unusual. I'm always pairing Tex-Mex with the world's greatest Burgundies, the world's greatest Champagnes. It's a fun podcast. I invite you to listen to my podcast. Of course, it's going to be in the details of YouTube in the comment section. Wealth Yoga Wine. It's produced every Wednesday, but there's 30 some odd podcasts out there that I have created. It is a fun podcast, no politics. Within less than 10 minutes, you are able to enhance one part of your life with a fun topic. Also, I have included in the notes of YouTube mastery classes, life mastery classes you can take from either Mat Boggs or Mary Morrissey. I'm giving Bob Proctor a break right now. Merci.